It's the book of Alpha running, man, homie. Read it or weep. Now you know I know you got some beta male simp mangina. He ain't gonna come in here because he can't, but he listening. Welcome to the BOA. We gotta hold these women accountable. We gotta hold these women accountable. They make the decision to do what they want to do. We gotta hold these women accountable. I agree. But the way you hold women accountable is not point a finger at them like a chump. Ooh, you bad woman. The woman is bad. She's a bad woman. She has done this and done that. That's not what we do. You want to hold a woman accountable, you make her shape up or ship out. You make her get her act together. And that's what we're gonna talk about tonight. We're gonna talk about some ways that we as alpha men can make women get their act together. And the more men that become the most alpha version of themselves, then the more men who will elevate above doing the beta male things that guys do now. So let's cover the elephant in the room, if you will. There is no reason, no logical explanation for men to be overvaluing sex the way they do.
Chuck Diesel.
There is absolutely no logical explanation for men to be overvaluing sex the way they do. Especially, now I understand if you broke, you live at home with your parents, or you're still in school, you ain't got no money, you barely got a car, may not have no car, man, you ain't got no crib, you live on campus, or you live with, I understand that. But I'm talking about men who elevate themselves. I'm talking about what men strive to be. If you strive to be super paid, super fit, super smart, and super spiritually sound, super mentally stable and emotionally stable, all a woman can give you is sex. What that means is she has no other bargaining chip. How are you as a man gonna look at a situation and say, okay, she's got this one bargaining chip and I've got all of these bargaining chips. Her one bargaining chip is more valuable than all of mine combined. So I'm going to pursue her one bargaining chip. And it's not really a great bargaining chip because it loses its value the more it's used. As a man, your money, it grows. It continues to grow. It continues to grow. As a man, your wisdom, it grows. It continues to grow. As a man, your overall stability, it grows. It continues to grow. Her one bargaining chip doesn't even get better with time. It gets worse. It doesn't become more valuable. It was more valuable before you got to it. So the fact that men are overvaluing sex is the reason that women have so much control and power in this relationship dynamic, especially in the dating game. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen, no man who has any type of background that's close to being around pimps or dreaming about pimps or any of that is not gonna play the modern dating game. It just can't be played by a man who has a certain level of respect and self-value, man. It just can't. Now, let me tell y'all something, man. Sex has no value. It only has value to tricks. Women know that. All women, not just the women who work the turf, you know what I'm saying? All women know it, not just strippers, all women know it. So the moment you come in with the mindset that you're going to overvalue sex, she automatically puts you on the trick side. Now, let's talk about this. Stop letting women dictate to you what her value is. A woman can't come and tell you she's any kind of woman. All she can tell you is she's a woman. Once you get to know her and what she's about, then you will assess her value to you. There is no blanket value that women can have. Women aren't like us. We can have blanket value. Like a man who got paper, that's valuable to all women. You know what I'm saying? A man who's fit, that's valuable to all women. A man who's confident, that's valuable to all women. Women don't have those standards where women don't have those things, those set of characteristics that are blanket across the board. All men like that. No, some men like dark women, some men like tall women, some men like big booties, some men like big breasts. We're much more complicated than they are. They've got about 5 things that they like, and that's what they're looking for. You understand what I'm saying? It's either going to be normal or an extreme. You got some women who like tall men. To them, a tall man is any man above 6 feet. You got other women who like really tall men, somebody above 6'5". Let me tell y'all something, man. We got to start making women stick to their idiotic standards and restrictions, even when those options aren't available to them. I give you a perfect example. Let's say a woman wants a man who's 6'5" or better. There's only two men in the manosphere that I know of that should be talking to that woman. There's AMX, who says he's 6'5", and Professor Rich, who says he's 6'8". All the rest of us should never be an option for her. So if she can't get Rich and she can't get AMS, none of us should ever be an option for her. She should never be able to call us because she can't get with them. And you should never be, and the reason is, you should never be willing to spend time with a woman who has already told you you're not her preference. Something about you is not what she prefers in a man. How are you going to let that woman then turn around and call you a month later when she can't get to who she wants to get to? If a woman doesn't value the package you come in, man, don't give it to her. Under any circumstances. Stop letting women dictate their value to you. See, let me tell you something. We got to make women understand that they either have to lower their standards or correct their standards or loosen their restrictions. As a woman, you have to either lower your standards, correct your standards, or adjust your standards, or just have realistic expectations. You have to have realistic standards, and you have to loosen your restrictions. Because let me tell you something. The more educated a woman is, the more business-minded she is, the more career-driven she is, she's not going to be compatible with a man who has everything. If a man got his money right, his mind right, his body right, his spirit right, a woman who has her own career is incompatible with that man. Because a man who got everything together wants a woman to cater to him. That's the gift that a man who has everything together should demand of all women. I'm not dealing with any woman who can't cater to me. If she don't have the time, that's why I tell you, man, you can't deal with a woman who has a child. She don't have the time to cater to you. She's got a child to cater to. Not because women with children are bad. They just don't have the time to cater to a man of means, a man of substance, a man of spiritual awareness, a man of a high mental capacity. She just doesn't have the time to do it the way it needs to be done. And if you work hard on yourself, man, to get yourself all the way together, man, you got everything together, man, why would you want a woman who does anything except cater to you? I'm talking about, yes, my Lord, yes, my King. Real talk. And any woman who can't do that has not matured into a woman. She has not been taught to be a woman. A woman is supposed to know how to serve a man who is worthy of serving. A woman now, not a female, a woman is supposed to know how to serve a man who is worthy of being served. And if you are a man who is worthy of being served, why are you dealing with women who don't even know how to serve a man? Don't even know how to serve a man. Has no idea how to serve a man. Don't even know what it means. She's too busy worrying about, well, you gonna serve me too? Man, a woman got one time to tell me, well, you gonna serve me too? Hell no, I'm not gonna serve you. I can't. I'm gonna be too busy enjoying you serving me. I've created this wonderful environment. See, this is the thing, man. This is why a woman who has a career, her career doesn't matter, her money doesn't matter to a man who's got everything together. Because the kingdom is already set. The kingdom is already set. What the kingdom needs, if a woman is gonna come now, if a woman is gonna come, all the kingdom needs from her is feminine maintenance, catering to the king, and doing the king's bidding. I had a chick in the comments, man. And you know, I've tried not to get into the habit of addressing chicks' comments, man, but this is a comment that needs to be addressed. Because when I say a woman should be contributing to your process, I realize that women seem to think that I mean she's supposed to help a man build. See, this is the problem. A man doesn't need a woman to help him build. He's already building. But if a woman is going to come into your life while you're building, of course she's going to contribute to what you're building. How in the hell does she think she's supposed to be there without contributing to what you're building? How is she supposed to enjoy the environment without contributing everything she has to the environment? You know why? Because you contributed everything you had to the environment. And guess what happened if the environment fails? She goes on. It's your environment. You have to make women pay what they weigh. And payment don't have to be in cash. As a matter of fact, if it needs to be in cash, you broke. I mean, it's not a bad thing to do, but we don't have to do it. We're not stuck just trying to milk women for money, because in this world, women have a myriad of different skills and talents. In that world, women have a talent to use what they got to get what they want. They use their beauty. They use their bodies. They use their charm. And they deal strictly with tricks. Over here, the square world is a little bit different. So you have to understand, man, that when you make a woman stick to her standards, a bunch of women who have these standards will start relaxing them. They'll start relaxing these restrictions. That's the problem with an educated woman. A woman who has multiple degrees, you can't convince her that her degrees don't mean shit. Because they mean something to her. And she worked hard on them. So I'm not saying you should convince her. I'm saying she's not a woman who's worthy of being in your presence, because she thinks she brings as much value as you do. And rightfully so. She worked really hard to get where she is. So you can't expect her to believe that she doesn't have an enormous amount of value, much more value than a woman who doesn't have those degrees and didn't go work and get all that debt and to get those degrees. So that woman is off limits. I'm telling you from experience. I've dealt with many women with multiple degrees, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. They always end up just being incompatible, because they get caught up and then they be torn and then they be stressed the hell out, because they be torn between doing that thing that they've been working on their whole life and catering to the dundada. And I'm not gonna offer no input, because my thing is one way. I'm selfish when it comes to that. Quit all that shit and come serve me. You know what I'm saying? That's my outlook. Forget all that. Forget your degrees, forget all that. I got something for you to do over here. So what I basically had to do, man, I had to scale back. Now I still deal with college chicks, but not a chick who's already gotten her degrees and started her business and all that. From those women, man, the loving just don't be up to par. That's another thing, man. Stop putting a woman's pleasure before your own. Take your pleasure more seriously than you take hers, and she will follow suit. But every man has to do it. One man cannot change the interaction between men and women. All men have to start being more alpha. All men have to stop treating women like the prize. All men have to take their pleasure. God put her here to please you, to cater to you, to be a helpmeet to you. It ain't the fact that men need women to help. That's what her purpose is. If she don't do that, what else she gonna do? If a woman ain't being a helpmeet to you, what else is she gonna do? Run her mouth? There's nothing else she can do. So yeah, if she got a degree that can benefit you in some way, yes, man. Yes, do that. I met a chick who's a professor, just recently, man, met a chick who's a professor at HBCU, man. And I mean, she made good money, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? She made good money, that's it. I'm not interested in a woman who just makes good money. You know what I'm saying? Because I want her to, listen, for me, I'd rather her have the effort and energy to put in some things that I need to have done. That's just me. Some men prefer the money, some men prefer, it's all a personal preference thing. But me, in my life, I prefer a woman who has the time, effort, and energy to dedicate to some things I need her to do, or I would have her doing if she was in my life. And that's real, man.